Hello students, in this video I will discuss the Gauss law and its application to cylindrical and planar symmetry. And in the case of a wire or in a cylinder, we can draw the Gaussian surface as a coaxial cylinder. So this is the case for cylindrical symmetry. In case of some wire or some cylinder, we have a cylindrical Gaussian surface. Now we have an example to find the electric field at a distance s from the long straight wire which carries a uniform line charge lambda. So at the point P we have to find the electric field. So draw a Gaussian surface which will be a coaxial cylinder with this wire, and now we have to apply the integral form of the Gauss law, that is surface integral E dot dA equal to q enclosed by epsilon naught, and q enclosed is lambda into dl, and here dl is in dz direction, and the dA equal to 2 pi s into z, the surface area. So left hand side will be magnitude E into 2 pi s z equal to 1 upon epsilon naught lambda by epsilon naught into z, and it will be lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into 1 by s. This is the magnitude, and the direction will be in s cap direction. Similarly, we can see the case of the solid cylinder. In solid cylinder, we have the charge is distributed. Charge distribution is rho equal to constant charge distribution is on this cylinder, and the radius is capital R, and we have to find the electric field at s equal to less than R, means inside the cylinder. S is greater than R means outside point, and S is capital R means on the surface. So first case, when we have to find the electric field at point inside the cylinder. So we will take point P here and then draw the Gaussian surface, that is the coaxial cylinder with this cylinder. Here it is, this black cylinder is Gaussian surface, and now we have to apply the Gauss law to this Gaussian surface. So closed surface integral of E dot dA equal to q enclosed by epsilon naught, and the q enclosed will be inside this Gaussian surface. So q enclosed will be 1 upon epsilon naught rho d tau. Rho is constant, and d tau equal to pi s square L, that is the volume element, and E magnitude of E into 2 pi SL, that is dA, equal to rho by epsilon naught pi s square L, and pi will be cancelled out. We will have rho s by 2 epsilon naught, and the direction will be in s cap direction. Similarly, if the point is outside of this cylinder, point P is outside, so first draw the coaxial cylinder with this cylinder, given cylinder, and now we have again we have to use the Gauss law. E dot dA surface integral equal to q enclosed by epsilon naught. In this case, the total charge enclosed inside this Gaussian surface is the total charge on this cylinder. So only the limit for S will be 0 to capital R. So pi capital R square L will be the this d tau element, rho by epsilon naught pi R square L, capital R square L, and left hand side will be E dot 2 pi SL equal to rho into R square by 2 epsilon naught S. So from here we can simplify it, and then we can find out the E. Similarly, if we take the small this S equal to R, means at the surface point we will have to take the surface area as 2 pi capital RL in the case of S equal to R. So this is the process where we can use the cylindrical symmetry. So this is the case for the solid cylinder in which the charge distribution is non-uniform, rho equal to k into s. Rho depends on the s. Again we have to find electric field at s equal to less than R, means inside point of the cylinder. S is greater than R means outside point of the cylinder, and s equal to R means when point P is on the surface of the cylinder. So first case is S is less than R. So first we have to draw the Gaussian surface at a given point. Suppose P point is inside this cylinder. So first we have to draw a Gaussian surface. Here it is a Gaussian cylinder at point P where we want to get the electric field. So use the Gauss law in integral form at Gaussian surface. So integral, closed integral of E dot dA equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, and Q enclosed is rho into d tau, and rho into d tau, rho is given as K into S, and d tau in cylindrical case is S ds d phi dz, and the limits are S vary from 0 to S, and for that Z 0 to L, and phi varies from 0 to 2 pi. And if you put all the limits here, we get the S square. K by epsilon naught is constant, it is outside. S square will give S cube by 3, d phi will give 2 pi, and dz and limit 0 to L will give L. So magnitude of electric field is K S square by 3 epsilon naught, and the direction is in S cap direction. Same procedure will be followed for the S is greater than R, means the point where we want to get the electric field is outside of this cylinder at S distance. And here again we have to draw a cylindrical surface, that is the Gaussian surface, and apply the Gauss law at the Gaussian surface, that is surface closed integral E dot dA equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, and in this case the Q enclosed will be the total charge on this cylinder. So only the limits will go for the S 0 to R. This is the total limit 0 to R, which will be used for calculation of d tau. Other things will be similar. So it will be rho equal to Ks. So K by epsilon naught is outside, and again S square ds d phi dz is there. And if you put the limits 0 to capital R, that is S cube by 3 will become R cube by 3, and this 2 pi will be cancelled. So E magnitude of E equal to K R cube by 3 epsilon naught S. And if we want to know the direction, this is S cap direction. Third case, when S is on the equal to R, means it is on the surface. In that case, only change will be E magnitude of into 2 pi capital R will be there, and 1 R will be cancelled out. So it will be K R square by 3 epsilon naught S in that case. Now we discuss the case of a coaxial cable which have an inner cylinder and outer cylinder. Inner cylinder have radius small a, outer cylinder have radius b, and we have to find the electric field at inside point inside this inner cylinder and outside of this, and also in between a and b, means inner point. And the charge density rho, volume charge density is rho, is there for the inner cylinder. It is distributed on this inner cylinder, and outer cylinder have sigma surface, it is on surface, and the total charge is on this A and outer cylinder, they are both equal and opposite. So again we have to find out the electric field at three places using the Gauss law. So first case is when S is less than A. So when S is less than A, so means we have to draw a Gaussian surface here, inner point. Less than A means it is some point inside this smaller cylinder or with cylinder A, and then we have to apply the Gauss law. Surface interval, closed surface interval E dot dA equal to 1 upon epsilon naught. Q encloses rho d tau, and rho d tau in this case is rho, it is in for this inner cylinder, rho into S ds d phi dz. This is the d tau element in cylindrical coordinate, and for the limit S for 0 to S, for phi it is 0 to 2 pi, and for z it is the height 0 to h. So left hand side will be magnitude of E into dA equal to 2 pi sh, surface area, equal to rho by epsilon naught, this is constant, d phi will give us 2 pi, and s will give s square by 2, and dz will give z, and the limit is 0 to h, so it will give h. So 2 pi and 2 pi will be cancelled out. Magnitude of E equal to rho s by 2 epsilon naught. or E vector equal to rho S by 2 epsilon naught in S cap direction. So E is directly proportional to S, in this case inner point. Now the second case is when A is between A and B, small a and small b. So now we have to draw the Gaussian surface at some inner point. Suppose P point is here, so make a Gaussian surface here. Suppose this is yellow cylinder, that is the Gaussian surface, and we have to use the E dot dA, that equal to 1 upon epsilon naught Q enclosed. At Q enclosed will be the charge this time is the total charge on the cylinder, because inside this Gaussian surface we have this cylinder of radius a, so that's why we will take the limit of S0 to a, and rho ds d phi dz, and again it will be rho by epsilon naught pi a square h, and left hand side will be magnitude of E into dA equal to 2 pi into sh. So again pi and pi will be cancelled out. It is E equal to rho a square by 2 epsilon naught 1 by s in s cap direction. And the third case is when this point P is outside. Suppose point P is here. So this is outside of both the cylinders or outside the cable. So in that case, we have to again draw a Gaussian surface. Here it is cylinder, and in that case, the total charge on this outer cylinder and inner cylinder, that will make the Q enclosed. So in that case, the Q enclosed will be total charge on outer cylinder, suppose Q, and inner cylinder the charge is same charge is there, plus Q was inner cylinder and minus Q was on outer cylinder, so this will give us 0. So that's why E dot dA equal to 0. So magnitude of E equal to 0, also electric field is 0 at outside point, because the charges are in on this plus Q charge was there and outer side minus Q was there, so that's why it is 0. And if we plot the variation of electric field with the distance s, so from the center up to radius a, it increases. E is directly proportional to s. In last slide we have seen E is directly proportional to s, so it will go linear, and then up to a, between a and b it varies like E equal to 1 upon s, so it is decreasing, and above b it is 0. Outside of this cylinder the electric field is 0, so this will go like this for above b. So this is the plot for E versus S in case of the coaxial cable. Now we discuss the planar symmetry. So planar symmetry is obtained when charges are uniformly distributed over a large flat surface, and this is the side view, and in that case the Gaussian surface can be taken as a pillbox, means it is a very thin cuboid, like we can see in this image. We have a plane surface and this cuboid is there, half part is above and half part below this, and or we can take a cylinder also, so both will give us the same results. These are the Gaussian surfaces. So we will see one example. If we have a infinite plane sheet and we have to find out the electric field due to this sheet, so first we have to draw a Gaussian surface, and here we can take it as a Gaussian pillbox like this. It is a cuboid. It is a cuboid, and the Gaussian pillbox have 6 faces, and A is the area of top and bottom surface, and then we have to apply the Gauss law to Gaussian surface. Apply the Gauss law. Closed surface integral of E dot dA equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, where Q enclosed equal to sigma into A, because sigma charge is distributed on this sheet. E dot dA equal to this will be, there are 6 surfaces, top, but one is top, 2 is bottom, 3 is this right, 4 is left, 5 is this front surface, and 6 is the back surface. So there are 6 surfaces, so we will add up these all. E dot dA 1 for 2, E dot dA 3, E dot dA 4, 5 and 6. So only contribution will be from the top and bottom surfaces, because in that case E vector and dA vectors are parallel. So that's why E dot dA, this will, in that case, cos 0, and this will give us the values 3, 4, 5, 6 will give 0, because the E vector is perpendicular to dA vector in all cases. 3, 4, 5, 6, dA vector is here and E vector is up towards upwards or downwards, so 90 degree will be angle. So E dot dA cos 90 equal to 0, so that's why these terms will be 0. So only contribution is from top and bottom, surface 1 and surface 2. So E and area is A plus EA equal to sigma A by epsilon naught, and 2EA equal to sigma A by epsilon naught. So E magnitude equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and the direction is in n cap direction. N cap may be either in x direction, y direction or z direction. So we will write according to the direction. We will have to put the unit vector here also. So this is for the planar case, planar symmetry. Now we have an example that we have two parallel plates which carry equal and opposite charge. Suppose this plate has plus sigma, charge is distributed on this, and minus sigma, charge is distributed on this plate, and we have to find out the electric field in these three regions. First region is left to these both plates, second region is in between these two plates, and third region is right to both the plates. So in this image we can understand, due to positive plate we have the electric field outside, and due to negative plate the electric field is towards the negative plate. So E positive and E negative, the magnitudes are both equal and opposite, so it will be cancelled out in the case region 1. Similarly in region 3rd also, due to positive plate the electric field is outside, and due to negative plate electric field is towards this, and we have again it will they will neutralize each other, because sigma by 2 epsilon naught minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, it will 0 for third region and first region. But in between, due to this positive plate the electric field is away, and due to negative plate the electric field is towards the negative charge. So that's why they will be added up. Sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, it will give us sigma by epsilon naught. So in this video we have discussed the Gauss law application to cylindrical and planar symmetry case, and in previous video I have discussed the Gauss law applications to spherical symmetries, and next video I will discuss the electric potential and how we can find out the electric field using the electric potential, the Laplace and Poisson equations. So thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe this channel. Thank you very much.